Hello, everybody. I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome back to part 26 of my. Oh, I forgot to put the music on. Hold on. Part 26 of my Suzerain campaign. Loud! In my Malenyevist campaign in Suzerain is what I'm saying. So let's do this late night thing at Rain, and also I'm gonna put my red headband on. Like I feel like we're not in a great spot. I need the red headband of good communist luck. It's what got me through those live streams last month. I don't know when you guys are watching this. When you're watching this, it might be June, but in April is what I meant. Gotta have my red band of good luck, of good communism luck. So we're going to just slam through this and hope we can get this economy back on track. Let's see. Your wife wasn't home. They succeeded in getting the bill to his honey. It says, "Honey, I'm home." Kiss her. I know where she was. I jizzed her. Her breath smelled like gin. I was just having a few drinks with Kiara. I can't believe we did it. Anton, this is such amazing news. You could have invited me to the celebrations. Oh, you would have found it boring, and someone had to look after Deanna. Let's see. My God, I'm starting to see what I put you through for all those years. Get used to it, baby. I've never felt so alive. Show her the frame photo you took from your old office. Oh, wow, look at us. I'm still as madly in love with you as I was the day this photo was taken. Monica smiled, took my hand, and wordlessly led me upstairs to the bedroom. Hey! Codex entry Fete Ejal. Who's that again? I don't remember that name. Fete Ejal. Swordish rider, politician of Bloodish descent, former member of the First Communist Party, former leader of the pro-Bloodish Workers' Party of Bloodia. He is a strong supporter of socialism and an advocate for the rights of the Bloodish minority. He was poisoned during a campaign trip in 1957 and is currently hospitalized with critical condition. There's a little typo there. During his education in Dyer, he entered politics by joining the Youth Wing. In 27, when General Luderin organized a military coup and ordered the execution of the communists, he fled on a cargo ship. Lived elsewhere, strong indictment of the oppression of the common people. He founded the Workers' Party of Bloodia. After the resignation of Mansud Liki as chairman, he was elected as the party's next leader. That's when Mansud Liki, or Leki, went to run as an independent. He got 9% of the general vote, failed to pass the threshold. In 57, Ajal was poisoned by a nerve agent by a Swordish nationalist. This might give me the, Oh, the trial of Tarquin Soll's gonna start. But this might give me a reason to ban the young swords again or something. Largest military parade ever. Workers' Party leader has been poisoned. He's in a coma. There's an investigation underway. Nationalists attempt to assassinate Ejal. It's the continuation of the deep-rooted fascism of Swordish political life. First it was Circus, now it is Ejal. Next it will be all of us if we allow this to continue. Swordland creates a peace line to avert war. Okay. President Rain has been commended internationally for his efforts to de-escalate the situation and approach peace. And maintain peace, excuse me. Okay. Volksland Navy's in full force in Hegeland. Yeah, this is about to go down over here. All Swordish civilian vessels have retreated from the potential guard zone. Several Swordish ships and planes will continue with their trips around the island and share intelligence with the Volkslandian forces. Okay. What's this campaign advertisement thing? So, the election of 1957 is approaching fast, and a massive election campaign effort is taking shape. The public campaign funds available to the party are covering most of the costs, but we could put our own funds to increase the chances of victory. So different scale advertisement campaigns for the Reign 1957 bid can be enacted. So it looks like we only have small scale. Probably if I had 3 wealth or whatever, I would have been able to do more. But that's how it is. So small scale. Campaign ad. Let's spend it. I don't think there's anything else for me to spend personal wealth on, so let's go. Hey! The economic development went up. Gosh, what a mess. Alright, time for the trial of Tarquin Soll. The papers were calling it the trial of the century, and they were right. Colonel Tarquin... Wait, hold on, what's this? Yeah, small-scale ad. Yeah, I don't think... I think we just missed getting rid of Peter, so no Lucian VP. I'm not so sure how much he would have melded with Malenyevist. And then Peter is as centrist as it gets. He's right in the middle of the political compass, if I remember. So he's just down with whatever you're down with, I guess. But that's it's kind of cool in its own way. I really didn't even know it was possible to keep him. Okay, so answer the crimes. After months of investigations and hearing, the Supreme Court was about to deliver its verdict. I fairly bounded up the steps of the courthouse, eager not to miss a word. In the hallway, I encountered Ovid Gretcher, still dressed in a suit and tie. The two of us shook hands. Hell of a, let's see here. I'm just gonna straight up say it. We got him, right? Mr. President, I don't know what to name him. I'm just gonna do a neutral voice because he's a neutral guy. Mr. President, as Chief Justice, I am committed to maintaining a neutral stance. But I will say that justice shall be delivered, possibly for the first time in decades. So then, that's it. He just said we won, right? I'm glad to hear that. He nodded at me and went to change into his robes. Besides Soll and the judges, only a select few others were allowed in the courtroom. After a thorough screening, I walked in. As soon as I entered, I saw him, my predecessor, Ewald Afonso, sitting right in the middle of the gallery. I hadn't seen him since replacing him as party leader. He looked healthier than he had back then. Color had returned to his face. His bald spot had filled out. Retirement seemed to agree with him. Pretend you didn't notice him. I'm not going to go talk with this ass. I took a seat 2 rows in front of him and stared at the ceiling. Eventually I felt a tap on my shoulder. So, I don't know. What do I voice this guy? Mr. Rain. Rich guy. Who's like a famous rich character? Scrooge McDuck. I'm sorry. Let's go with Mr. Rain. It's been a while. That's President Rain to you? Of course. Pardon me, Mr. President. Having a fine time cleaning up my mess. Let's see. I'm only beginning to see the ways in which you screwed up this country. Fuck oligarchs. Yeah, because he was all like free market reform. Yeah, market reforms, privatization, and things like that. You know, so yeah, we don't like him. If you're looking for screwed up, look no further than that man over there. Tarquin Soll entered the courtroom, escorted by at least a half-dozen guards. His hands were cuffed, but he held his head defiantly high as they walked him to the defendant's seat. How the mighty have fallen. I can't say I'm sad to see him like this, although it would have been nice to grab some of those member of honor privileges for myself. You know what? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he would have also been a member of honor. Or is it the start that the only member of honor is Soll? Or did it get extended to everybody? I guess it's not something I really thought about. Okay. No president, current or former, should be above the law. Says the man who prevaricated his way into the presidency. My response was cut off as the court justices filed in, led by Chief Justice Gretcher in his full judge's regalia. Alfonso and I rose along with everyone else in the courtroom. After motioning for us to sit, the judge eyed Soll. A mirthless smile played across his lip. Colonel Tarquin Soll, leader of the 6th Army of the Swordist Armed Forces, founder of the United Swordland Party, and the 2nd President of Swordland. You stand accused of multiple crimes against the state and the Swordish people committed during your time in office. As president, you allegedly abused your position for your own personal benefit while undermining the constitution you yourself created. You have also been charged with inciting violence against the Bloodish people during the construction of the Soll Dam at Erzerin. Introduce new false evidence. Oh, no need for anything like that. Waiting for the verdict. We, the Supreme Court, have thoroughly examined the facts and are prepared to deliver our final judgment. We find the defendant, Tarquin Soll, guilty. The courtroom collectively gasped. Next to me, Alfonso mock applauded. You did it! You actually did it! Tarquin Soll, for the magnitude of your crimes against the state and humanity, I hereby sentence you to life in prison. Soll barely blinked. He looked as serene as I'd ever seen him. Court is now adjourned. Guards, you may escort Colonel Soll to his cell. With a grim smile on his face, a guard roughly pulled Soll onto his feet. As he stood, Soll looked straight at me and twitched the fingers of one of his cuffed hands, beckoning me to approach the bench. Well, are you happy? You robbed an old man of his last few years of peace. You don't deserve peace after everything you've done. Everything I've done? Oh, Anton, you see me as a villain. The rest of Swordland may see it differently. For all your efforts, you've only succeeded in turning me into a martyr. The end result is the same. I will be remembered as a hero, and you, well, you'll be lucky to be remembered at all. After one last look at me, he turned his back and allowed the guards to escort him out of the courthouse. He's just talking shit on the way out. It's fine. My legs suddenly felt as if they were about to give way. I collapsed in the nearest chair. I stayed there as Alfonso left, then the rest of the spectators, then the justices. Only when the court had completely emptied out did I gather all my strength, get up, and leave to face the crowd of reporters outside. Come on. Only when the courtroom... There's the achievement! End of an era! I guess you guys can't see it, but... Only when the courtroom had completely emptied out did I gather all my strength and reporters outside. New entry for Tarquin Soll. Yeah, what this is here. In the historic trial, Tarquin Soll has been sentenced to life in prison. Okay, first off, let's look at his thing. Ex-presidents. He was charged with life imprisonment for his crimes against the Swordish people. He's still seen by some as the founder. Oh, 23 to 27 didn't happen, or what? Okay, he moved to reside. He was the only person who held the title Member of Honor, which gave him total immunity as well as an indefinite right to partake in the Grand National Assembly of Swordland, before the amendments proposed by Anton Rain removed his immunity from the Constitution. In 1957, he was put on trial for crimes against Swordish people by the wishes of President Rain. The Supreme Court charged him with life imprisonment. He is currently being held in Antel Rock Prison. Okay. What's the news here? Sham Soll trial ends Republic. Say goodbye to the Swordland you thought you knew. Remember, whole sword force, these are like the young sword boys. By ordering the trial of Colonel Tarquin Soll and supporting the Kurt's verdict of life in prison, President Anton Rain has taken a wrecking ball to Swordist history. Few among us do not remember Colonel Soll fondly as the father of our Constitution and our Republic. Yet Rain and his dummy court have chosen to treat this great man as a common criminal, stripping him of his dignity and sentencing him to live out the rest of his days in a dank cell at Antel Rock. We at the Whole Sword Post weep at what has become of our proud country and hope that President Rain faces retribution for his heinous act. Okay. Redhead man got that trial through. Bye-bye, Soll era. We're excited that Swordland finally has a president who follows through on his promises, especially when those promises involve the imprisonment of dictator and criminal Tarquin Soll. Yes, following months of build-up, the Soll trial has resulted in a guilty verdict and a sentence of life in Antel Rock for the so-called father of our republic. It's a fitting end for the man who spent his presidency consolidating his own power, and fortunate while cruelly imprisoning dissidents and committing xenophobic acts. Congratulations to Rain for achieving the near impossible, and finally bringing it into the dark days of the Soll era. Sweet. Okay, what's next? What is next? Election speech at headquarters. I don't know. I guess let's go into it. I hadn't slept at all that night. I was thinking about how I could rally the party's conservative base today. I was pulling on my clothes when two soft, sharp knocks came at the door. Lucian. Good morning, sir. Morning, Lucian. He unclasped his briefcase and took out a small disc-shaped device. After scanning the room with it, he gave a satisfied nod. I've just received an update regarding the investigation you ordered into the opposition. Great, what'd they dig on the NFP? We gotta nail Kizaro's ass. We know he's behind the assassination. It concerns the Bernard Cercas assassination. The investigators have discovered proof that both Kizaro Kibner and his right-hand man, Ramus Holstorn, collaborated with the young swords to orchestrate the murder. Is this a new character? I've never seen him before. Founding member of the NFP. He's been around since 1937. He's the Iron Wall. Allegedly one of the soldiers who worked under General Lutheran that helped establish the young swords, active in the organization. Blamed by the Bloodish Freedom Party and the Communist Party of Swordland for having been behind many of the atrocities that took place against the Bloodish and the Communists between 27 and 30. He has denied such claims and holds no official membership position in the Young Swords. Founding member, he promotes ethno-nationalism. He's a famous figure for his aggressive speeches. Kibner heavily protested against his political stance, saying, Mr. Holsard and many others in our leadership created an unapproachable and unreasonable political movement which is expected to lose in every election. With the rise of Kizaro Kibner in the 1940s, he's lost his influence in the party and resigned in 1949 after Kibner was voted in as the leader. He was later invited by Kibner to rejoin the party ahead of the 53 elections and was appointed as the parliament's group deputy chairman. And they say that Kizaro's, he's just a moderate, he just leans a little right. Bullshit. Bullshit! That's honestly not surprising. I assume Miss Graff will want to take action on this immediately. They can go to trial by the end of the month. So, should I give the order to arrest Mr. Holstord and Mr. Kibner? Yeah. Why not? If we got it. Yes, the sooner the better. Or, do I want to wait until they get clobbered in the elections and then, or maybe see how they do in the elections and then pull them out anyway? No, of course not. That's stupid. Yeah, the sooner the better. Excellent, sir. Now that that's settled, I'll let you prepare for your rally. I almost forgot. Oh, he's about to say it. The Archpriest of Dyer couldn't be present today, but wanted to relay a message of support to you and your family. What did he say? I bless the rains down in Anrica. Lucian left the room. I finished putting on my tie and reread my notes. I could have said I don't care, because of the atheism, I guess, of my this run, but it was fun. And plus, it's the Archpriest of Dyer, which is where it's like, that's Big Blood Town, so it's fine. The audience were several thousand of my conservative supporters. Behind the podium hung a Swordish flag and a giant banner that read, for a united Swordland. Everyone cheered as I walked on stage, though Mayor Curtin Lesty was now part of the opposition as a member of the NFP. It seemed most of Anrico was still on my side. Then it was my turn. I took a deep breath. I don't know. Something tells me this doesn't actually matter. Brothers and sisters of the United Swordland Party. The past 3.5 years have seen our country tested over and over. Yet Swordland has prevailed. Under my administration, we are stronger than ever. I have begun to fix the disastrous economic decisions of my predecessor. I don't know. Together we will get the... we're better than we started. I'm going to say with my re-election, I will finish pulling Swordland's economy from the depths of recession. As protests threaten to tear us apart, I promise I will restore harmony. We brought change to our broken constitution. I will remain committed to stamping out the corruption that has plagued Sordish politics for far too long. I have cleaned such corruption from Swordland's court system to ensure true justice for all. Thunderous applause erupted. I am the USP. Meanwhile, I dared to envision a brave new direction for our party towards the socialism of our eastern neighbors. There has been tremendous progress made in this term, and more is to come. Vice President Vectern, yeah, I'm keeping him here. I and Vice President Vectern shall not back down until we finish what we started. A roar shook the hall. We will form a broad coalition of supporters to make sure morning finally come. No, because I'm talking to just the party. There's no outsiders here. We don't need to say that. Plus, we're not doing an alliance with anybody. It is time, my fellow swords. A new dawn is upon us, and it begins right here and right now. This is when I will say it. Amorgna Vescor. The audience enthusiastically finished the saying. The streamers shot out of the cannons behind me. My re-election campaign had officially begun. I stepped down from the podium. All right. That's it. We're full again. Look. Oh, a few things have been added. Anti-corruption police. Excuse me? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh my gosh. A ton of stuff just happened. Let's go through these one at a time. With the information found from the NFP investigations, Remus Holstern and Kazaro Kibner will be tried for their crimes. Excellent. What else was going on in the Codex? Here we go. Organizations, governmental. The Anti-Corruption Police is a domestic intelligence and security service of Sorland. The organization was founded by the 4th president of Sorland, Anton Rain. It's under Nia Morgna, Crown Organizer. The Anti-Corruption Police managed to uncover proof of the NFP leader's involvement in the assassination of Bernard Circus. The investigation was found that the murder was orchestrated by Mr. Kazaro Kibner and Mr. Remnus Holstern. That's probably... Okay, something tells me I have now broken the game, because they probably figure if you're investigating the opposition and then, going after the nationalists instead of, your strongest opponent, that you are somebody who's fighting corruption naturally. See, I'm only using as much authoritarianism as I needed, but I guess this all kind of worked out. Let's look at the legislative body here. I think we lost a couple of people. I think the independents got a bit stronger. Or so, did you guys see that? Or, yeah, I think we lost some more party seats. That ain't good. Okay, economy. Nice. New successful investments have created thousands of jobs which have virtually reduced unemployment to nothing. Why do we still have tax evasion? What? Okay, anyway, Bergia has become a major agricultural zone. It's accelerating its economy thanks to the investments we have made. We can expect the region to become our major agricultural zone. Lauren has become a major hub for production and commerce. The Lauren region is accelerating its economy thanks to the investments we have made. We can expect the region to become our major hub for trade and commerce. The Anglin region is producing and exporting fish at a rapid rate. Not only that, tourists are coming to Swordland to check out its famous cold water salmon. Woo! But yeah, I got that economy up. Swordland today. The NFP leadership has been hammered. No obvious leadership candidate has emerged as others in the party failed to display the raw charisma that made Kibner and Holstern so appealing to the voters. It's looking increasingly like the USP will cruise its way to another victory. The only thing that could get in its way at this point is itself. Let's not take it for granted, though. Police have revealed the plot. There were deep government forces at work. Red Youth and Young Swords fight over the vandalism of a Soll statue in Lakovin. Yesterday night, according to a Young Sword member who wishes to stay anonymous, said that he had seen Red Youth members put a clown wig and nose on the Soll statue at the city center. On the other hand, an anonymous Red Youth member denied the claims. Both sides seem to have their own versions of the story with no evidence from either side. What doesn't require evidence is the injured 14 people lying in hospitals. We just wish that one day they'll be able to go past their differences and make peace with one another. As the well-funded Rain 57 campaign machine, as the 57 campaign closed in, President Anton Rain started his campaign. Posters and leaflets are distributed across every city, big or small, in Swordland. The campaign is estimated to cost millions of Swordish Ren. Due to this, many of his opposition are criticizing Mr. Rain for spending his time campaigning while there are still problems in Swordland. Oh, shut up. Young swords are oppressing bloodish protesters. How long can we stand tolerant of the brutality of this fascist organization? Bernard Circus had fought for his country, for the rights of every sword. In return, he got a bullet from this nationalist group. Right now, the same group is beating and chasing away peaceful bloodish protesters only because they're not originally sword. Still, the administration hasn't lifted a finger. Is this the democracy we fought for a long time ago? Is this the democratic values that we got after going through a civil war? Oh, there's no pleasing the radical. From Crute. Oh, I'm going to have an interview soon. That must be part of the campaign. Okay, briefing on the current economic situation. Well, it looks pretty damn good, I gotta say. I don't see what else there is to say. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good to see you. Likewise. Peter entered the room. I hope I'm not late. Did you start yet? Mr. President, no, not yet. Now that everyone is here, let's begin. As you all know, we're here to review the economic progress we've made over the past term and decide how to proceed. I'll review quickly what we've done. All right, let's hear it. Page 5. Turn to page 5. We're on track for a planned economy. Most of our decisions have been pretty consistent. I'm happy I've been making the right moves. You most certainly have. If I were to describe what we have done so far, I would say that it is very close to a full command economic system. Please turn to page 16. I'm happy to say that our trade has increased since the beginning of our term. We are on the right path. More trade means a more vibrant economy, which means unbridled economic development. For better or for worse, Swordland is becoming quite reliant on foreign economies. I don't like that, but it can't be helped now. True, we must look ahead. I don't see what's wrong with a little extra reliance on our allies and neighbors. We have to carefully consider this matter during our second term. Page 17. In our attempt to repair Swordland's economic system, we have mostly gone against the wishes of big business in favor of the requests of Swordish citizens. This caused us to take on some losses in order to make the people happy. Thankfully, living standards are steadily increasing. We've been receiving fewer and fewer complaints about our welfare systems. That's great, for our election prospects, I mean. Exactly. Some of our industries have been knocked down to their knees by recent taxation. The demand for these goods has decreased drastically, which led to businesses in these industries being shut down. Some people are calling the government out for infringing on their personal liberty. Apparently, some even filed lawsuits saying the taxes violate their human dignity. Their lawyers argued for them they need it for mental health treatment. Okay. Okay, production rate has gone down since the beginning of term. We're at a low point now. Why? Let's see, we need to fix it as soon as possible. We have an infrastructure problem, and the economy won't really flourish unless we solve it. I'm maxed out! We need to make new roads and improve the existing ones. People and businesses alike have been complaining. Smoother commutes, easier access, and faster delivery times would help everyone out. We are very close to the end. I want to talk about a few numbers. I've prepared a chart. Our inflation rate is currently at an amazing 2%, down from 7%. It's the lowest Swordland has ever seen. Okay. The Swordish rent's value has been largely maintained and consumer prices have been stabilized. Low prices mean happy people. There's nothing more important than the well-being of our citizens. Agreed. Mr. President, do you have any questions so far? What's the debt situation? How do we fix this? It's gone down. International investment has increased. What's up with unemployment? We're down to 5% from 16%. Sweet! The change is mostly due to our investments and wise economic planning. Nice. Latest numbers on our GDP. 513 SR. A major increase from the 310 billion SR we had at the beginning of our term. As per the latest stats, the economy grew 16% in the past 4 years on average. In short, we're enjoying an increased economical capacity. Sweet. Well, that's all the questions I had. Very well. I want to quickly highlight our budget expenditure. Our numbers include overwhelm have been fairly balanced produce-hood. However, we shouldn't forget that money is not spent as just that money that is not spent is just pieces of paper. Now going into the election and hopefully a second term, we need to decide on the way forward. One thing is clear, we need a bigger budget. We shouldn't start our next term with a budget deficit. What should we do, Mr. President? Any ideas? Shoot. Okay. So we could take an international loan from the NFI. We can print more money. We can liquidate emergency funds, or nothing comes to my mind right now. We'll have to do with what we have. I don't know. I don't want to print more money. I feel like that would whiplash on me. Could liquidate emergency funds or take an international loan. I feel like taking that loan would not look good for the people. I think we're gonna liquidate the emergency funds. Like, you know, we're at a point where, you know, the economy bar is full. I can't imagine there being anything else we would need to spend our funds on. Like, I'm trying to think what's there still left to spend money on. I guess the election, but I kind of already spent my money there, didn't I? I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna just liquidate the funds. We can get the funds right back, I'm sure, because, the economy's good, so we're gonna liquidate the emergency funds. This will create quite a risk in case of an actual emergency, but it can be done. I'll get right on it after this meeting. Yeah. Well, we're not going to war, so we should be okay now that that's out of the way. During our first term, we faced many challenges in the midst of a recession. We've worked hard to fight against all odds, and we've beaten every single one of them. We have solved our country's social problems and quelled the people's dissatisfaction. We have beaten a life-threatening disease, stopping it dead in its track before it could spread and damage our economy. No pun intended. You may have surmised from the data I've given you that the worst of the recession is behind us. In fact, you'd be absolutely correct. We have entered what future historians might refer to as the Swordish recovery period. This warrants an achievement for Sir. Oh! Swordish economic recovery. We just got an achievement down here. This warrants a celebration for sure. Drinks on me! Congratulations, everyone. This was only a dream a few years ago, and we achieved it. We'll go out for drinks later, gentlemen. For now, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming. The meeting dispersed, I hurried to the cafeteria to get a cup of coffee. All right! So government budget went up. I would like to get one more before the end of the game, just so we could have a truly balanced budget. To gain the necessary funds for the next term, I liquidated the emergency funds. All right. NFP welcomes General Ludren's son. Seeing a Lutheran back in politics is shocking to many citizens. General Ludren infamously organized the military coup against former President Visky that led to the Swedish Civil War. Mr. Kibner has organized the event to appeal to his voter base. This is a symbolic step for the NFP, as Ludren was arguably the most well-known nationalist in Swordland. Okay, that must have been there before and I didn't see it because, Kibner's on trial now. I don't think he's going to be running for anything. Then again, maybe you could run for president from jail. That's what Debs did, I think. Was it Debs? Yeah, I think Debs did that once. Okay, let's just check the news and we're going to end the episode. Red youth are terrorizing Swordland. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Red youth and young swords clash. I thought we already saw this. Okay, so what's going to be next time? Looks like we're going to have our TV interview, and there's some events here. Trade, regulation. Yeah, some of this stuff is old. Let's get rid of it. Police receive support from Red Youth. They're helping police be kept. Local leaders pledge Lockeven won't be destroyed by violent rioters and ensure that they will do anything that is necessary that freedom of speech and the security of city is maintained with the police forces. See the Red Youth. Great guys. Great. They're great. Okay, PFJP Richter's slogan, Victory for Everyone. As the 1957 election starts to approach, Friends Richter and the People's Freedom and Justice Party are making waves in Lockeven. Their campaign slogan, Victory for Everyone, covered the city after a campaign visit to the city. The PFJP has been the United Southern Party's major opposition since their formation, each year earning a higher percentage of votes. See, now I'm a bit nervous about the election more than anything. I'm not worried about the coup so much, you know. They're deploying their military to our border. Huh. What the hell's that about? Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games, and I'll see you all in that next episode. Bye-bye.